Hello class, our lesson for today is all about solving rational equation and inequalities. To give you a review about the rational equation, inequality, and function, the rational equation is an equation that involves one or more rational expressions. Just take a look at the example, 2 over x plus 6 over 2x is equals to 5 over 12. The indication of the equation is the equal sign. And then in the rational inequality, there is an inequality sign between the two rational expressions. Gaya ng greater than, less than, greater than or equal, or less than or equal. Then in the rational function, it is in the form of f of x is equals to a of x over b of x, where a of x is a polynomial function, and then the b of x is also a polynomial function. But b of x should never be equal to 0. The example shown for rational function is f of x is equals to x squared plus 6x plus 9 over x plus 3. In solving rational equation, I am highly recommending you to recall the basics such as operations in fractions, the addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. The LCD, it is important when you are adding dissimilar denominators, then also factoring of polynomials, and then the FOIL method. Yung FOIL method, ginagamit ito para ma-expand yung dalawang binomial. Kapag minultiply natin silang dalawa, magiging polynomials na siya through FOIL method. The first example is 4x plus 1 over x plus 3 is equals to 4x minus 1 over x. Kapag ganito yung form niya, yung may equal sign sa gitna ng dalawang rational expression, automatic ang first step natin dito ay cross multiplication. Meaning, imumultiply natin yung numerator ng nasa kaliwa sa denominator ng nasa kanan. And then, imumultiply naman yung denominator ng nasa kaliwa sa numerator ng nasa kanan. So, the resulting equation will be quantity of 4x plus 1 times x is equals to quantity of x plus 3 quantity of 4x minus 1. So, meaning, hindi pa siya nakasimplify. Sa left side of the equation, so, i-distribute na lang natin yung x sa 4x plus 1. Bali, ang resulting form is 4x squared plus x. And then, i-expand naman natin yung x plus 3 times 4x minus 1 through FOIL method. Bale, x times 4x, 4x squared, minus yung outer nila, x times negative 1 is equals to negative x. And then, inner term sa inner term, 3 times 4x is equals to 12x. And then, sa outer term, 3 times negative 1 is equals to negative 3. The resulting equation will be 4x squared plus x is equals to 4x squared plus 11x minus 3. And then after that, we will combine the like terms in order to simplify the equation. So, para ma-combine yung like terms, syempre, ililipat natin yung 4x squared at saka yung x sa right side ng equation. And then, we will make the left side of the equation be equal to 0. Nilipat ko muna ang 4x squared sa kabila para maalis yung 4x squared. Bali, ang matitira na lang ay yung x. And then, kapag nalipat na yung x sa kabila, we will change the sign. So, it will be negative x. The resulting equation will be 0 is equals to 11x minus x minus 3. And then, to simplify, magiging 0 is equals to 10x minus 3 na lang siya. Since variable x yung hinahanap natin, kailangan natin ma-isolate yung variable x sa rational expression by dividing both sides by 10. Therefore, the value of x is 3 over 10. Just take note na yung number na i-divide natin sa both sides of the equation ay dapat yung coefficient ng variable x. And for the next example, x minus 14 over x minus 7 is equals to 1 plus 14 over x minus 28. So, sa equation na to, meron ng operation sa kabilang side ng equation, which is 1 plus 14 over x minus 28. So, we need to simplify the other side of the equation para makapag-proceed tayo sa cross multiplication. First, we must convert 1 into fraction by copying the denominator of 14 over x minus 28. Since ito lang yung may denominator sa kanilang dalawa. Therefore, the whole number 1 will be x minus 28 over x minus 28. After that, let's perform the addition sa numerator. Obviously, we can add negative 28 and 14. So, the resulting equation will be x minus 14 over x minus 7 is equals to x minus 14 over x minus 28. Kapag ganito na yung form nila, we can now perform cross multiplication. Just like in the first example, we will multiply the x minus 14 to x minus 28. And then equals to x minus 14 multiplied by x minus 7. Then perform FOIL method para ma-expand natin yung both sides of the equations. So the resulting will be x squared minus 28x minus 14x plus 392 is equals to x squared minus 14x minus 7x plus 98. So, isimplify na natin siya by combining the like terms. The resulting equation will be x squared minus 42x plus 392 is equals to x squared minus 21x plus 98. After that, let's make the right side of the equation be equal to 0. Take note na kahit saan namang side, pwede maging 0. Just be mindful of the signs when you are transposing every term to the other side of the equation. After malipat yung mga terms from the other side, isimplify na natin yung equation. Bale, magiging negative 21x kasi negative 42x plus 21x is equals to negative 21x. And then, 392 minus 98 is equals to 294. Therefore, the equation will be negative 21x plus 294 is equals to 0. Since na-simplify na natin into the simplest form yung equation, we can now isolate the variable x by dividing both sides by negative 21. So remember, ma-isolate lang natin siya kapag dinivide natin both sides of the equation sa coefficient ng x. So dito, ano nga ba yung coefficient ng x? Negative 21, right? So, we will divide both sides into negative 21 para makancel tong negative 21 na to. Therefore, the resulting value of x is 14 because negative 294 divided by negative 21 is equals to positive 14. After solving rational equations, let's solve rational inequalities. In solving rational inequalities, the resulting value or solution is not the same as in the rational equation. Kasi sa rational equation, iisang variable lang yung makukuha nating value, right? Kasi the only variable is x. Therefore, in rational equation, we have one value of solution. While in the rational inequalities, we have a set of solution na maa-acquire natin through trial and error na kung saan nagsasubstitute tayo ng any value within the given interval and then kung anong values yung pasok sa inequality formula, then that interval will be the solution set. Don't worry, I will explain to you step by step on how to solve rational inequalities. Let's have the first example. Solve the inequality 2x over x plus 1 greater or equal to 1. So the first thing we need to do is to rewrite the inequality as a single fraction on one side and 0 on the other side. So how can we do that? We simply transpose 1 to the other side of the equation. So the resulting is 2x over x plus 1 minus 1 greater than or equal to 0. The next step is simplify the expression on the left side. As you can see, meron tayong operation na minus 1 sa left side of inequality. As usual, we need to make 1 a fraction. Again, by copying the denominator of the rational expression. Just like in 2x over x plus 1, yung x plus 1 ikakopy natin, and then we will make it a fraction. Matik, ang LCD natin dito is x plus 1 because 1 has no denominator. And then distribute the negative sign to x plus 1. So wag kayo mako-confuse dito. We will distribute the negative sign because as you can see, naka-parenthesis siya. So para maalis yung parenthesis, we will distribute the negative sign. And then kapag na-distribute na yung negative sign, then we can perform subtraction. Therefore, the resulting inequality formula will be x minus 1 over x plus 1 is greater than or equal to 0. Next, step 3. Equate the numerator and denominator to 0 in order to get critical values, for which the rational expression is equal to 0 or undefined. For example, sa x minus 1 over x plus 1 is greater than or equal to 0, kapag inequate natin siya sa 0, the numerator will be x is equals to 1. And then, kapag yung denominator naman, kapag inequate sa 0, it will be x is equals to negative 1. Take note na yung value or yung critical value ng denominator is not included in the solution set because the resulting value, kapag sinubstitute siya sa rational expression, will be undefined. Remember na yung denominator natin sa rational expression should not be equal to 0. And then after knowing the critical values, let's plot the values from step 3 in the number line and then create partitions. As you can see in the illustration, meron tayong number line na kung saan dito nakalatag yung mga integers, and then yung nakuha nating critical values kanina ay x is equals to negative 1 at saka 1. In plotting those critical values, mag-set tayo kung ano yung reference natin or yung gitna ng number line. Since ang media naman or yung gitna ng 1 at saka negative 1 ay 0, kaya 0 na ang nilagay ko sa gitna ng number line. But it does not mean na 0 lagi ang gitna sa number line. It depends pa rin sa critical values na makukuha mo. And then, after plotting the critical values, so maglalagay na ako ng partition para sa testing method natin. Sa pagparte or sa pagpartition ng number line, ang magiging boundary nila ay yung critical values. For example, sa ginawa ko dito, ang partition ko ay A, B, and C, where yung A part ay numbers that are less than negative 1. And then yung part B are numbers between negative 1 and 1. And letter C are the numbers that are greater than 1. The next step is to test any number from each partition kung masasatisfy nila yung original rational inequality formula by substituting any value from each partitions to the original inequality formula and check if the solution is true or false, or if the solution satisfies the inequality. Di ba yung original expression natin ay 2x over x plus 1 is greater or equal to 1. And then let's substitute any numbers from part A, wherein nakapaloob sa part A yung any numbers that are less than negative 1. So, pwede naman kahit anong numbers basta less than sa negative 1. So, ang pinili ko, negative 2, para one step lang yung difference nila. Then, we substitute it to the original formula, 2 times negative 2 over negative 2 plus 1 greater than or equal to 1. So, the resulting solution will be negative 4 over negative 1 or positive 4. Is the solution true? Yes, it is true because 4 is greater than 1. So, itest naman natin yung sa part B. We can substitute any numbers between negative 1 and 1. So, since yung gitna ay 0, so yun na yung gawin nating value of x. So, we will substitute 0 to 2x over x plus 1 greater or equal to 1. Bale, 2 times 0 is equals to 0 over 0 plus 1 is equals to 1. Therefore, the solution is 0 over 1 is greater or equal to 1, or 0 is greater or equal to 1. Is it true or false? That's false. Obviously, 1 is greater than 0. So, this part, the letter B part, is not included in the solution. Then, let's test for part C. Let's substitute a number that is more than 1. So, let x is equals to 2. If we substitute that, it will be 2 times 2 over 2 plus 1 greater or equal to 1. And then, it will be 4/3 is greater than or equal to 1. Is that true or false? Correct, that's true. 4/3 is larger than 1. Therefore, we can include the part C in the solution set. Then, the last step, let's create the solution set by accepting the true solutions. Sa testing natin kanina, ang accepted lang ay yung part A and then yung part C. So, included na sa part C yung critical value na 1. Kasi kapag sinubstitute siya sa expression, it will equate to 1. So, nasatisfy niya pa rin yung inequality na 2x over x plus 1 is greater or equal to 1. So, pag-formulate ng solution set, yun nasa first part ng bracket, yung x, and then may inassign, then r, it's simply indicating that all numbers in the solution set are real numbers. Then, the first inequality na gagamitin natin ay x is less than negative 1. So, yung x is less than negative 1, ito yung set ng numbers na nasa part A, which are the numbers that are less than negative 1. Or, yung kasunod ng or na yon ay yung part C, which are the numbers that are more than or equal to 1. So, ang gagamitin nating inequality dito ay x is greater or equal to 1. Let's have another example. Solve the inequality of x plus 7 over x minus 1 is less than or equal to 9. Again, yung step 1 natin, we will set the other side to 0. So, i-transpose natin yung 9, magiging x plus 7 over x minus 1 minus 9 is less than or equal to 0. Then, step 2, gagawin natin fraction, yung whole number na 9. Since ang may fraction lang natin ay yung x plus 7 over x minus 1, therefore, yung LCD natin is x minus 1. And then, ikakopy natin to as numerator and denominator ng 9. Bale, ang resulting expression ay x plus 7 over x minus 1 minus 9 quantity of x minus 1 over x minus 1. Dahil minultiply natin yung x minus 1 na LCD to 9. After that, let's distribute the negative 9 to parenthesis x minus 1 para ma-simplify natin yung expression. Bale, x plus 7 minus 9x plus 9. Kasi, negative 9 times negative 1 is positive 9 over x minus 1. After that, combine the like terms. So, i-combine natin yung x at saka negative 9x magiging negative 8x. And then, we will combine 7 and then 9 magiging 16. All over its denominator x minus 1. Then, next step, step 3, we will equate the numerator and then the denominator of the expression to 0. So, hanapin natin yung critical values nila by equating them to 0. So, negative 8x plus 16 is equals to 0. Transpose yung positive 16 sa kabila, magiging negative 8x is equals to negative 16. Then, divide both sides by negative 8 para ma-isolate natin yung x or para maiwan yung x. Bale, x is equals to negative 16 over 8. Mali. Negative 16 over negative 8. Therefore, x is equal to 2. Then, sa denominator naman, x minus 1 is equals to 0. Kapag nilipat natin yung negative 1 sa kabila, magiging x is equals to 1. Then, the step 4, maglagay tayo ng partition sa kada critical value. So, yung critical values natin ay 1 and 2. The reference or yung middle value, sinet ko siya sa 3 halves or 1 and 1 half. Kapag nakadecimal, 1.5 yon. The part A is the numbers that are less than 1. The part B are the numbers between 1 and 2. And then the part C are the numbers that are more than 2. Then step 5, we will test a number from partition A that has any numbers that are less than 1. So, naglet ako ng x is equals to 0 para one step difference lang siya. Then, kapag sinubstitute na siya, 0 plus 7 over 0 minus 1. The expression will be 7 over negative 1. So, 7 divided by negative 1 is negative 7. The resulting inequality is negative 7 is less than or equal to 9. Is that true or false? That is true because 9 is larger than negative 7. Therefore, part A or the set A is acceptable. And then, yung set B naman, which are the numbers between 1 and 2, nilet ko ay 1 and 1 half or 1.5. Bale, i-substitute natin yung 1.5 sa expression. The resulting expression will be 8.5 over 0.5. Then the resulting inequality will be 17 is less than or equal to 9. But is that acceptable? No, because obviously 17 is larger than 9. So the inequality is false. Therefore, the partition B or set B is not acceptable as a part of solution set. For the last partition, letter C, we will substitute any number that is more than 2. So, I let x is equals to 3 para isa lang yung step ng difference. Kapag sinubstitute na siya, it will be 3 plus 7 over 3 minus 1. It will become 10 over 2. And then the resulting inequality is 5 is less than or equal to 9. So this is true. And the partition C or set C is acceptable as a part of the solution set. Then the last step, creating the solution set by accepting the true solutions. Base sa na-test natin kanina sa tatlong parts, ang acceptable na partition ay yung part A at saka yung part C, including the critical value of 2. So, remember na lang na yung ina-accept natin sa critical value ay yung value sa numerator. Ano yung value natin sa numerator kanina? Di ba yung 2? Therefore, we will include it to the solution. So, the solution set will be bracket x e sign r and then x is less than 1 or x is greater or equal than 2. You may now answer the assessment part B of the module. I hope you've understand the lesson, and if you have some questions regarding the topic, you may direct message me on Messenger or email me at niñarica.basco@deped.gov.ph. Thank you for watching.